Okay, so this is just part two of relationship with bums. So I seen where it was like some, some things that I left out or whatever. But so I'm gonna explain the relationship with, when I was 14, the one that I lost it to. So with him, like I said, what ended up happening, we ended up going to school together and stuff, like going to the same school, and people would just say different things or whatever. So he ended up getting insecure about our relationship. So we broke up. But anyways, that's just that. But I want to speak about the one who got killed. So, like I said, that was like one of my best relationships. And the reason I say that was one of my best relationships because we actually acted as like we was in a relationship, like showed the affection and things like that. We went out to theme parks and, had a lot of time for my birthday. He made sure I felt special and bought me things, but he also ended up getting very, very, very possessive. And I don't really like possessive people. It's very, very annoying, and it gets draining. So, and then they start accusing you of things that you ain't doing. So I don't really like that type of stuff. And I run into people that do that all the time, especially men that do that all the time. So women do it too, but I'm just speaking about my experience because I'm heterosexual. So yeah. So we end up breaking up, and a week later he ended up getting shot 20 times with hollow point bullets. And like I said, you get to the scenery, you see all the blood and little fragments of guts and stuff like that still on the ground. So that was one of the one of the hardest things that I had to deal with somebody that was in my life. That situation, I blame myself for a long time because I felt like if he was with me, it wouldn't have happened, and he was always with me, you know what I'm saying? But, I had to release that pain and, move on or whatever. And that's when I was like, I was with him from like 16, 17, and then he got killed when I was 17. And then when he got killed, some time had passed, maybe about a year. Then I turned 18, and then I meet my daughter's father. So, I meet him, and, we going out and we doing things, and he's showing me a good time, now that I'm, technically grown. So I'm like, okay, this dude is a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? I could see myself with him, not even about the looks or nothing, because he wasn't even that attractive at all. Like, my whole family was like, why are you with him? And it wasn't, it was just that he treated me really nice, And then, like I said, I think a year and a half passed or something like that when he started treating me bad. But, and then, I can't even say it. I'm gonna say before a year and a half, because things was coming up that I wasn't paying attention to, and of course I wasn't paying attention to it because at my age, I'm thinking like, oh, she, this girl that's coming up to me or calling or whatever, she just hating or whatever because she want to be with him. But, in actuality, he talking to her behind my back and making her seem like she crazy, and she want to be with him so bad, she gonna let herself seem like she crazy. She don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? So within me saying that, so like situations like he got me like a cell phone. At that time we had chirps. He got me a pink Betty Boop one, but the one that he had, it had a phone number to it, I guess, and whoever the girl was kept on calling that phone. I remember her name, and start with a W. And she would call that phone. She would ask for somebody named his real name, because I didn't even know his real name. He told me his name was like Charles Williams. Let's say that. That's another name. He told me his name was Charles Williams or whatever. So for months, I thought his name was Charles Williams. So this girl hitting me up, asking for Tommy. So I'm like, you got the wrong number, bitch. She going off and cursing me out, and I'm like, what? She got the wrong number because whoever she asking for ain't who I know. So after a few times of that happening, I asked them like, hey, somebody keep on calling this phone or whatever, and she asked him for woo 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 woo. So who is that? So he said his hood name was Wooty Woo Woo Woo. So I'm like, oh, okay. But then come to find out, his real name was what she was saying, because we went to a family function and they was calling him that. So he had to end up telling me the truth. So anyway, so my dumb self, dumb. But still, I'm young and he's older, 15 years older than me. So, he convinced me to stay with him and stuff like that. So I stayed. And within me staying now, I have another girl, that he was dealing with or whatever. Well, I don't know if he ended up dealing with her. So another girl come, and now I'm thinking she hating too. And then, she see us on the freeway and she trying to, ram our car. Me and her end up having a fight on the damn freeway because I couldn't drive the car. Cause she, trying to ram it and do all this little crazy stuff and whatever. And, and it seemed like we was fighting over him. Personally, she was, but personally, I wasn't. I was fighting over the principal because you trying to ram my car. Like, if you would have came to me as a woman and explained to me the situation, I could have been cool with it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever would have happened, but you should have just came as a woman, period, you feel me? But anyway, so I guess that was his side piece on the side piece. Because not only was I his side piece, I didn't even know about the main one, which was the main baby, one of the last baby mamas before me that he was with. That was the main one. So she didn't even come around or into the picture. I knew about him having kids and stuff, but I just knew about all of them as just baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, So to be careful with them guys with all them baby mamas, okay? Just be careful. Now, I ain't saying they all bad because, we all have a life and stuff like that. I'm just saying, just be careful. So, yeah, so he, so yeah, this the other girl, another girl, so the girl that was calling me, he wasn't messing with her. He really had left her alone, but she was like some type of crazy stalker girl or whatever. But this one that I fought on the freeway, he was messing with her, and she was definitely in love with him. But he was narcissistic, so he was using this girl, and he beat her down, tore her down, call her all type of names, put all type of stuff in her mama name, and didn't pay for it. Like, come to find out later on, and and then by the time I was ready to leave him, because I kept on, going through different situations with him, I had found out I was pregnant. I was even there in a situation where he got into a fight with some guys, and some things happened, and it was just, inappropriate. But anyways, like I was saying, I ended up pregnant, and I was gonna leave, but then he started to show, better, that he was gonna do better. So of course he did better for a little time, and then he was going to doctor's appointments every now and then. Then he bought me a car, like stuff like that. He ended up taking that car back. Don't get it twisted, because he had lost his car, so he needed that car. So yeah, that was like, ended up to be nothing. And then when I was 6 months is when I really walked away from him. And because, like I said, that girl, she was 3 months, which is the baby mama that he was actually with, ended up calling me, and that's the day that I found out that they was really together. Because it was her first time really reaching out. Well, not really reaching. This was her first time reaching out to me, like, hey, what's going on with you and this and this and this and that. And I'm like, oh, I'm 6 months pregnant, you know what I'm saying? That's my man. And she like, well, I'm 3 months pregnant, and that's my man. And I'm like, well, oh, okay. I said, I knew it. And the reason I say I knew it, I just had some type of feeling like he had something else going on and somebody else was pregnant. I don't know, I had a dream or something. So So when that happened, you know, I left him alone. Then he ended up going to jail. I say about a week or two later, because somebody snitched on him that he was selling something or whatever, and some guy or whatever, and he ended up going to jail. So when he went to jail, you know, he reached out to me. No, he didn't even reach out to me. He had the girl that I got. No, he didn't. No. He called private. And then I called that girl, but he didn't want me to call her because he didn't want her to know I was pregnant, because she was going to help him while he was in jail. But anyways, you know, God make everything happen for a reason, because I called her. So, yeah, but, you know, so I kind of like, you know, left that situation alone and stuff like that. But, you know, he was writing letters, you know, for months. So then he started writing letters and stuff and said he really wanted his family. I didn't know about all this jail talk and this jail stuff. I'm thinking, you know, maybe he want to really try, because I'm one of the ones that, you know, had his child. And that was my first child. You know, all the other ones had, because he would always say, you know, you're the only one that have. All the other ones had kids already before they had his baby. So I was the only one that had his baby. So I'm thinking I'm special. Like my first child with him, like nobody. Anyway, so yeah, so like I said, I told that story about, you know, going up to the prison and visiting him and stuff like that with my daughter only being 6 months, because he had never seen her, and then that girl popping up. But that was God's grace. That was really God's grace. I'm so happy that happened that day, because nobody knew she was coming, because he told her not to come, because he knew I was coming. You know what I'm saying? But she came anyway. But that wasn't nothing but God and her intuition. You know what I'm saying? That didn't do nothing but save my life of years and years and years of abuse and trauma. And I still end up in some form of him trying to abuse me as his baby mama. So just imagine if I would have just stayed with him, because, you know, he did, you know, he took himself away from my daughter, and he blamed me for things that I didn't do. He spoke up negative things about me. He had his family speaking on me and verbally bullying me to me and others. What else? Yeah, that situation was just a toxic situation. So, you know, he come into my daughter's life, and he think he was going to just, you know, give breadcrumbs and I should be okay with it. So I end up taking him to court just so that we can get some type of solidification on paper. You know, even if it is breadcrumbs, I don't care. I just want it on paper with you, because I don't want to have no conversations. There's nothing to talk about. At this point, I am in my 20s, well along in my 20s. Already have been doing it by myself from day one. Okay, not day 2, day 1. And not only that, he stole $3,000 from me when I was pregnant with his child. And I say stole because I let him borrow it and he never gave it back. So to me, that's stealing. And I was pregnant with my daughter. Like, you couldn't get that money back so that I could have been there for your child. But at that time, I seen it as like, oh, whatever, you know, he went to jail. Nah, forget all that. No. You stole from your child. A 30-something-year-old man. Male. Bum. Anyways. So, what else? Oh, yeah, so he get out, and then he involved, and he wasn't involved, and take him to court and all that, solidifying the paper, him and his wife trying to go off on me in court. But, you know, people make themselves look stupid all the time, because she did all that, but you an abused woman, so I understand what you're going through, honey, so I don't need to put you down, because God sees everything, and everything you thought y'all was going to put me through together, y'all end up fighting and feuding with each other. Not only wasn't he in my child life, but he wasn't in your kid's life, and he was in the household. Now, we don't talk about that enough. A family, a mother or father that's in the household and still don't take care of their kids. Where they do that at? Because it do exist. Now, enough about that bum. Okay. So, then the next bum. Okay. 10 years. Oh, Lord. This man sat on his butt for years. I can't even add up the years because 10 years is a long time, but it was more than 5 years. Okay, he would do like odd jobs and stuff like that, you know, barely bringing in any income and stuff, and just everything was on me. You know, I even went to, listen, I don't even want to talk about that. But anyway, everything was on me. I went to school, I worked, took care of the kids, and you know, he would take care of the kids too, but you know, on a time that I wasn't able to, as far as like he'll take them to school, or he'll do certain things or whatever, but he never took them to the doctor. He never I guess he started feeding them. Well, I ain't gonna say he didn't feed them. He fed them. I don't know. He played PlayStation and just was home. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really like cleaning up, and just odd jobs is not enough when you got kids and bills. You know, it's just not enough. Like, and having intercourse, like that shit get old. And when things start to pile up and you still start to see that you need things and want certain things, and you know, in your life, that love stuff goes out the window. And not saying that it's not that you don't be with somebody for love. It's just that you don't, if somebody really loved you, they gonna do everything that they can possible to do what they can to make you happy, and y'all make each other happy. Y'all not gonna be putting each other down and watching the other one struggle while this one have it easy and stuff like that. It's gonna be a balance. You're not gonna be stressed. And then on top of that, you being abusive because you speak up on how you feel. Like, hey, you know, I feel like you should go get your high school diploma so you can, you know, further along your career. Or I feel like, you know, it's something that in a relationship that you should be able to discuss. Hey, I feel like you should, or it will be a great idea if you did this. Like, you know what, babe? That's a good idea. Not, shut up. You can't tell me what to do. Who you think you is? B? Fat, ugly, black B? And now you got to get ignorant. What you mean? Who you think you is with your non-diploma having ass and da-da-da-da? Like, who wants to do that? But since you want to go there, let's do it. You know, it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. So, you know, those are the type of things I was going through with bum number 2. And then he ended up, you know, once I started expressing my feelings to him and like letting him know how much I just didn't like him and how much I was miserable and just da-da-da, you know, of course he cheated. I didn't even know he was cheating the whole time, but he was cheating the whole time, and in the times that I found out he was cheating, I don't know, like I was talking to people and stuff like that. Nobody wanted to hear me. They was trying to make it seem like I was tripping, stay in your relationship, make it work. And then I'm like, you know what? Forget all of these people, these miserable people, because I'm not going to do that. He got to go. So I started coming up with a plan. I didn't care how broke I went. I had to get up out of that because it was miserable. And I remember one time he gonna say, don't leave me because nobody's gonna love you the way that I love you. I said, I don't want nobody to love me the way that you love me. Like, that was terrible. Okay? Terrible. Terrible. I would never go back to that. Never. And then, you know, he just never took my opinion into consideration. His family bullied me. It was very, very disgusting, nasty. He said very nasty things to me, about me. Did very nasty things. And he never defended me. And I had two of his kids. Two of his kids. And he never defended me. And I didn't get disrespectful with them until the end. I said, okay, they want to play. They want to play. They want to be disrespectful. Let's get disrespectful, because I had enough. I had enough. I had enough of the gossiping. I had enough of the you talk about me behind your back to your friends. Mama on the his mama talking to the friends on the phone, her homegirls about me and stuff like that. So I started to see stuff happening to them in their life and stuff, and I was just like, you know what? Let me separate myself, because if I don't, I'm gonna have to go to war by myself with these people. Which I did. But because they didn't understand what I was going through, and neither did they care, because they only cared about whoever he was, you know what I'm saying? But whatever, y'all handle him. That's y'all property, not mine. So have him back. How about that? So every year, every month was just miserable. And the misery started as soon as I had his first child. It started. I even had to call the police on him. And they made me feel bad for doing that. This was crazy. So after him, I stayed single after we broke up. After we broke up, and I dated and seen that a lot of men was broken. A lot of men are broken. And I tried. I gave a listening ear to the brokenness. And I also gave suggestions, resources, and all type of stuff for the brokenness. But what a broken person won't do is get up in my energy and try to confuse my happiness and my healing for what you got going on in your amazing life that God gave you on this planet to become who you are. Anyways, so that's just to fill in some of the little pieces or whatever. Don't take no abuse from anybody. I don't care what you've been through. You don't deserve. I don't care how big, small, bald-headed, round-headed, long-faced, dark-skinned, light-skinned, whatever skin, purple. You could be purple, blue, pink. Don't take it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because at the end, when they leave you, because they are going to leave you. They are going to leave you. Either in a casket or broken even more. Don't play them games with your life. Because it's your life, not theirs. But anyways, let me get up out of here. I gotta get dressed. I got things to do. I gotta start furniture shopping. I'm so excited. Thank you. Have a great day.